1991 was the 40th birthday for the Welsh. There were some changes to the course. Instead of the big lap, there was a shorter route, but it was ridden twice each day, and day 2 was very much different to day 1. The assistant clerk of the course, Noel Price, had found some interesting going in one of the forests close to Bulsani. Fortunately for our riders, this part of the course was only used once on the first day. The Kawasaki rider there is Steve Plain in the experts class. Clubman rider Duncan Eustace has been round in a circle a couple of times. He doesn't know where to go. He's being the real gentleman today, and he's letting Don Blackman go first. This part of the course was a genuine black hole, and it just sucked everyone in. Pete Bavin was riding one of the latest Yamahas, but it didn't seem to want to go through here. There were several spectators on this section, but they soon got tired of lifting bikes out of the mud. Gary Berryman was going well in his Suzuki, well, for some of the time, and Colin Moyse knew that he'd need the help of one of the marshals, so he pinned him down. It wasn't really Colin's day, though. He fell off several times. And Chris Price wasn't looking too happy in this muddy hole. That was Neil Boker trying a different line. David Ludica was stood up on the pegs. Perhaps he thought this was a trial section. Anyway, he got a 5. And with some help, he was able to retrieve his front wheel. But where had the back one gone? And then a little later, well, he nearly disappeared altogether. Sparks and Tuck won both special tests, but they lost 12 minutes in this bog hole. Most of the sidecars had to try a different line around here. Kenny and Andre having a little bit of help. They won the clubman class last year, up into the experts today. Kenny has a quick look back at the mud hole, and Sparks and Tuck, they were still there. How many people are needed to lift a sidecar? The organisers worked hard to find a new route through here. There was one spectator who was having lots of fun all on his own. Would anyone help him out of there? Only the top half dozen of the expert riders went clean on the first day. Geraint was one of those. He'd done the best test time, so he was going to be the leader. Jelly Bean was pointing out a good line, but did the rider take any notice? John Deacon was clean on the first day and leading the expert 4-stroke class. Last year's winner, Eddie Smith, was 28 seconds down on Geraint. Could he make up that deficit on day 2? A different route for day 2 and 165 miles in total. Some of the going was close to the quarry at Llanelwydd. It was a bit steep for some of the sidecars. Clubman rider Ben Richardson on a spectacular part of the course around Cyneddu. Tim Woodman from Bristol. A.D. Smith on good form and riding for Suzuki this year. Ashley and Martin Wooler, they were one of only 3 outfits to go clean on the first day. It was rumoured that Ted Johns was one of the oldest competitors in the event this year. He did stop a while to take in the scenery. Although Lee Beresford lost 9 minutes on this second day, he took the Premier Award in the clubman class. Sparks and Tuck 12 minutes late on day 1, 14 minutes down on day 2, and they were still runners-up. The overall winners in the expert sidecar class were Bowden and Manning from Bristol. They were clean on day 1, 15 minutes down on day 2. The Cobdens were looking very quick through here, but over the 2 days they lost 46 minutes. There were only 2 finishers in the clubman's sidecar class, the Premier Award going to Ivan Manning and Pete King from Bristol. There were 1 or 2 tricky little places in the Radnor Forest. And just to make sure that everyone stayed on course, there was a secret check in here. The final test of the 2 days was on the motocross circuit at the Nyeth Farm. With everyone running late on day 2, these test times didn't mean much. It was a lap of honour for Bowden and Manning. And for Andrew James, although he lost 11 minutes on day 2, he still took the Premier Award in the Expert 125cc class. A.D. Smith won both these tests at the Nyeth Farm, and because he was only 6 minutes down, he took the Premier Award at the Welsh for the 2nd year. The runner-up overall in the Expert class and the top 4-stroke rider was John Deacon. So that was some of the action from the Welsh on his 40th birthday.